So how many years were you on the job before this happened?
Just a year. Just a year.
Okay.
So I had just left the military. I did the initial like selection and little pipeline you do for
Yeah.
GB, and then I was out the door for deployment.
Man. So you're living the dream.
I was, yeah.
How difficult was it to have a relationship with sons
Yeah.
and have a mom and dad who are committed to service?
Yeah.
How difficult was it to raise a family or just maintain a relationship in that situation?
It was hard. I mean, had Shannon not been from the community herself, I don't think it would have worked. But the fact that we could be pretty candid with each other, she had a clearance. And so it was like, I didn't have to talk around what I was going to do and where I was going to be and all that type of stuff. And then same thing for her as well. She definitely, and we talk about this a lot in the book. My portion of the book really is writing about our relationship, but she definitely gave way more than I did. She was the one that stayed home the vast majority of the times while I was off deploying. She was attempting to shift her career to be much more of, stay-at-home role. Obviously that didn't work out. She ended up getting deployed with the task force and over to Syria and all that. But yeah, it was challenging. We both had really supportive families. So my folks would come out and help out a lot. So would her parents, her sister. So it was tough, but just because of who she was, she made it all kind of stick together.
Talk to me about notification, man, because I know notification is a wonky one. We know how military organizations and interagencies and notify people. I imagine that is very different when you're in a role and position overseas working for the agency.
Yeah.
How do you remember that day very vividly?
Yeah, very vividly. So I had been out just doing a mission. I came back, and the guy who was in charge of our little base there was a guy I was actually on an ODA with. And he said, hey, he kind of had everybody leave the room to talk to me. And I was like, man, did I screw something up?
Yeah.
And he was just like, hey, I'm just going to tell you what we know right now because we don't know a lot. He was like, there's been a suicide attack in Manbij, and there's 2 females that are killed. But we don't have any names yet. He's like, do you know where Shannon is? And I knew, because we could communicate on secure systems, I knew exactly where she was. I knew she was in Manbij. I knew pretty much where she was going as well.